Hey everybody, how are you doing all? I hope you're doing well, having a great weekend so far. It's Sami here with another video for you about swing trading. Want to talk about the market for a minute and then we'll go over some ideas for next week. Market, I'm projecting the daily chart of the QQQ, which is the tracking ETF for the NASDAQ 100. The SPY, I think, is no different, but let's take a look at it. Yeah, pretty much the same. We have an extremely weak market at the moment. We had a reasonably strong rally. I'm taking out my annotation tool. We had a pretty strong rally that threatened the long-term downtrend, almost broke the long-term downtrend, but it didn't. And the bears came storming back and pushed the market lower. And look at the size of these red bars, humongous. That's not normal profit taking. You and I and a million other people like us selling would not cause the market to drop as much as it did on those 2 days. So I think my prediction is this will be the first down year in the last 10 years, I think. The last down year was 2008, so this will be, I think, by the end of the year, by the end of the month, will actually close, probably be down for the year. We're still, I think, just up for the year. This is where we closed at the end of 2017, so we're up just a little bit. This is the Qs. Let's take a look at the SPY. And the SPY is, actually the SPY is negative already, just a little bit. So my prediction is before the end of the month, we will actually close down. Now, the good thing about, or the way I analyze the market is I try really hard to pay attention to what's happening at an area where I think the market might be topping. I recorded several videos, like half a dozen videos, the first one being this day, October 4th, and that is October 4th, saying this was the top. You can go back to the Black Room watch list on Facebook and view these videos. Again, I recorded several at least, and the first one was on October 4th, predicting that this was going to be the top, and it was. But the point is, I try to pay attention when I feel the market is near a top, and once it drops really hard, then what I do is I don't try to make predictions anymore. I just try to pay attention to what kind of a bounce or lack thereof we get. Do we get a strong bounce back up, which means, in which case that would mean the market, the bulls are still there, or do we get just a little bit and then the bears come back out and force prices lower? And that seems to be what's happening here. We do have a very nice rising 20. I almost never bet against the rising 20, and but the thing again to watch for is the reaction we get when we get to the 20, and we got a little bit of a rally, but now the bears are back and we're near the lows for the year. We're also at support, but again, my prediction is we'll end the year on a red bar. Basically, it'll be a negative year. And then from there, if we look at the monthly chart, we really have room. Once we deal with this area, which is the support, this area on the rising 20, we really have room all the way down to 120. Do I think the market is going to go all the way down to 120? Well, maybe in the next couple of years, maybe, but no reason to make wild predictions. I just take it one bar, one step at a time. And again, I try to pay attention near the top because that's when I can benefit. I remember shorting Square right when the market topped. I mean, it dropped 40 bucks, right? Square, SQ. And it still looks lower, by the way, to about $50 or so, the rising 20 on the monthly. At any rate, let's switch gears and take a look at some ideas for Monday. I don't like the bullish ideas very much. I have ARLO, perhaps a bit climactic on the daily and the larger time frames, and then on the hourly, starting to turn up a little bit, that rising 20, and to look higher over the base, stop under the base. But again, I don't really like the bullish ideas very much. EVLT is a transition A on the daily chart. setting up to go higher. The hourly 20 MA is still pointing down, so this needs a little bit of time. Most likely not going to be ready to go on Monday, more likely on Tuesday or Wednesday. ELVT. NBEV is the only hot stock that I like, and it looks good. I mean, it looks good across the board. Monthly isn't bad, weekly looks great, daily looks good. We just want to hold up here and not come all the way back down. So that this way it would, if we stay up here, it would allow the moving average to start pointing up. And if we do, this should take off. Next target area would be up here. So I really like the NBEV long, but I just want to make sure it doesn't come all the way back down, because notice the moving average is flat, so if it comes back down, that confirms the sideways trend rather than the transition from a sideways trend to the uptrend. I'd like to see it hold for a couple of days, and again here, the 20 MA on the hourly chart is still pointing down, which tells me it's probably not ready for Monday. But I wanted to go ahead and share it with you anyway. ZFGN, this is kind of a dead cat bounce is what I'm expecting on the ZFGN. It did try to break out and failed. That's not a good sign, but there's another entry over the base with a stop under it. So that's another idea. So four, is that four? Yeah, four bullish ideas. I have a few more bearish ideas, starting with the AME. AME looks good on the hourly chart, hourly sell setup, plus a daily, maybe a weekly sell setup. Let's take a look. Yeah, sort of a weekly sell setup on the AME, but I like the hourly a lot under the base there. BKD is a daily sell and a weekly sell setup. Looks good. Monthly sell setup. BKD on every time frame. On the hourly chart, you can see there's a support right here. So if it breaks under it, it'll have sort of a head and shoulders pattern. But what it is every head and shoulders pattern is basically a breakout failure. That's what it is. So every head and shoulders pattern is what it is again, a breakout failure with a lower high on the right side. That's it. Yeah. And then CHS, a daily sell setup coming after a gap down. This was a professional gap down, but it was too big. So we've seen the bounce now, and maybe we can see also the rollover on the hourly chart. So this is a daily sell setup with what's going to turn out to be a double top if it were to trigger under the base on the hourly chart. The FRAM looks beautiful, but doesn't have a lot of reward to risk. And you know it's $1.80 or $1.89, but I don't care. $1.80 still has $1.80 to go, right? So under the base, stop above it. Really like the FRAM, just like the GSM, I think. Looks really good. Both don't have much reward to risk unless they break under the prior low. This is technically speaking the target, the prior support, prior pivot on both the GSM and the FRAM, and in both cases, they don't have a lot of reward to risk, but I love the pattern on both FRAM and GSM. GPK is a sell setup on the weekly chart. This is similar to a play that I'm already in, and it's the SEE short. See this? This was on last week's video, I believe it was. It triggered, so I'm in this. GPK looks similar on the weekly, well, similar, and then on the daily, looks good because it has triple bottom there. So if it breaks under it, should follow through to the prior low, is what I'm predicting basically. We'll see. And then GSM we talked about. MDRX is a breakdown plus kind of a 1, 2, 3. Not bad. Flattish 20. I like it when the moving average is 45 degrees, like so, rather than flat. But it looks okay. PKG is similar to the GPK. Is a weekly sell setup. Plus, again, a breakout failure. A breakout failure is good because it gives us information. What kind of information? Well, it tells us that the buyers, the bulls tried and failed. So that's what a breakout failure does. Plus, it traps people. It traps buyers who, in turn, once the base breaks, become sellers. So it adds fuel to the fire. So it puts pressure on the stock to drop even more than it would have without the breakout failure. So that's what I like about breakout failures. Switch looks really lower on every time frame. Um, this had a breakdown, a gap down that day, and now it's basing near the bottom, so it does look lower. I like it. I already picked my play for the strategic swing traders. I only, out of all these plays that I went over with you, about a dozen between the shorts and the longs, I already picked the play, just one play for strategic swing traders, and they're going to get the alert Monday morning at around 8:45 is when it gets sent out. So if you're in the strategic swing trader, you can also check the spreadsheet. Right now, it's already updated, um, but you'll get the email alert also on Monday. I hope this was informative and that you enjoyed the discussion. Give it a like. Let me know, leave a comment. Let me know if you have any questions. And I shall talk to you sometime soon. Enjoy the rest of the weekend and take care, everybody. Happy trading.